live. So, this evening, a bit of a risk, as some might put it, compared to recent videos. So, I have gone and bought the LVFR Airbus A380. I've had a little look at it. I've not actually got it fully up and running, but I've gone and configured my controls and various other bits and pieces. Yeah, so this is the brand new LVFR Airbus A380. Now, LVFR have not got the best reputation. They're not known for making study-level aircraft. But I am wondering if this is going to confound everybody's expectations. Because I think this may be LVFR really getting serious about making airplanes. But we will find that out. I've not flown it yet. I've not written a procedure for it yet. I've not gone through any checklists with it yet. We're going to find out as we go. But I think it may pleasantly surprise people. I don't think it's going to be study level. Or, study level is a very subjective thing anyway. So what a commercial captain might call study level is very different than what a simmer might call study level, if you want to call them simmers, or a simulator enthusiast, an aviation enthusiast. So we'll see how we go. So we're at Stansted. I've got a flight plan programmed in with Simbrief to take us from Stansted over to Berlin. So, but before we do that, let's go and have a look around the aeroplane and see how well modelled it is. I have to say, I think it looks quite good so far. So it's not ridiculously expensive, but it's certainly the most expensive aeroplane that LVFR have made. So yeah, you can go and find it in the Flight Simulator Marketplace. I'm guessing they will have tuned it so it will work on consoles. I'm not sure. I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox to check that with you. All I have is my PC here. So if you hear me switching the microphone on and off, that's just me coughing. So I'm just clearing my throat. I've not been very well the last week or so. So I apologise for that in advance. So you can see this actually looks remarkably good. We're going to look around the outside and the inside before we get going. So you can see it's hovering slightly off the floor, which is quite a common problem actually with airplanes. That's something quite easy they could fix, I would imagine. Let's just, for the people who really want to know, let's go and have a look up inside the bays. So yeah, they've not modelled inside the bays in any great depth, but then that could be a frame rate issue of trying to get the polygon count down for the consoles, which I've got no problem with at all. The trucks on these things always make me smile. The number of wheels on the ground. And just the colossal size of them. It's such a big aeroplane, isn't it? So just panning around with the drone camera, you get some idea of the size of this, just how long it takes to fly around the airframe. It's very, very nicely done though. The 3D model is very good. Let's speed the camera up a little bit. We'll have a look around the engines and then we'll go and have a look inside. So I forgot to open the cockpit door, so we're going to have to fly through the wall when we get to the cockpit, I'm afraid. So engines do look very good, don't they? Texturing is nicely done. Or the material modelling, I should call it these days. The world of 3D graphics has changed enormously. It's very smooth. So something I did notice straight away when I came and looked at this is the quality of the liveries is good. So when you come up close to these logos, they're actually very high resolution. So considering it's such a huge aeroplane, we can also go and look at the doors. I've not tried this yet, so yep, you can read all of that really clearly. Very, very cool. Okay, let's go and have a look inside, shall we? So we'll go and have a look through the cabins. I've never been on an A380, so this is news to me. So let's go upstairs, and I'll apologise for my drone flying skills immediately. I'm not the world's best drone camera pilot. This is pretty spectacular stuff, isn't it? Considering, you know, once you've done a once around looking around the interior, you're very rarely ever going to do this again. It's a bit crazy, really. Did I just notice when I went through the wall there with the drone camera? No, they haven't modelled inside. That would be madness if they'd modelled inside the luggage compartments. So we're back into, I think this is premium economy, and then we'll have economy. And of course, this is only one deck. This is the upper deck of the aeroplane. There's a whole nother deck below this one. Oh my word. So here's the galley, or one of the galleys. So then we can go down these spiral stairs if my drone flying skills can do it. Oh yay, just about. And then we're into the lower deck. So we got economy. And then we've got either premium or, no, this is straight into business class, isn't it? Yeah. So if we look out the window as well, so if we go out of here and have a look, so obviously you can see some polygons around the windows, but that's to be expected, something of this sort of scale. And then we've got the first class seating with the little booths. These are amazing, aren't they? It's funny, when I flew it over for Flight Sim Expo, I did wonder, I looked at how much it would cost to upgrade, because having never flown this class in my life, but I would have lost over £1,000 just for the one flight, just to go and have the leg room. Which, you know, kind of banking now on the fact that I got sick from sitting next to somebody coughing and sneezing next to me the whole flight, I wonder if it would have actually been worth it. Okay, we've already done up here, haven't we? So let's go back down. And we're going to fly, like I said, we're going to fly through the wall. Unless, if I press Shift and X, and we get the cockpit view, and we'll go and open that door. And then we'll go back to the cabin view, also the drone view, and we can go and fly the drone through the cockpit nice and slowly and have a look around. So this is the working environment in the A380 for the pilot and co-pilot. We'll go down nice and close to the instruments so you get to see them. So I did some research on Gemini before I got started recording. This is not based on the fly-by-wire A380. So, because my first suspicion was, oh, the fly-by-wire aircraft is open source. So I wonder if LVFR have forked it to make their version, but apparently not. But whether Gemini got that right, I don't know. I've not double-checked it. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Let's have a look overhead. Just giving you an idea of the quality of the buttons and switches and the printing on the various labels. So I know those questions are going to come thick and fast in the comments. Hopefully you'll understand there's only one of me. I've only got one pair of hands and I haven't looked at it. So as we are going, I will try to answer people's questions. I don't know the answers to any of the questions yet. Hopefully you'll be able to glean from me using the aeroplane, you know, what it has got and what it doesn't have. It looks pretty good though, doesn't it? Okay. So let's go and press Shift and X And we'll close that door again if we can figure out how to. Where did it fold to? Is it this one? Yes, it is. Slammed it shut. Okay, shift and space brings us back round. So first things first, let's go and get some power on. I have gone and configured some views. The first thing I did when I got in the airplane, I tried out the default view keys. So shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I thought they were a bit random, so I've gone and made my own, which are useful to me. So Alt and 1 shows me the tablet. Alt and 2 shows me overhead. Alt 3 shows me the FGCP. Alt and 4 shows me what would be the MCDU. I'm not sure what the modern name is on the newer Airbuses for the flight management computer. So Alt 5, probably the MGC or something. Alt 5 is showing me the pedestal, and Alt 6 is this second screen, which it is useful. It's got stuff on it. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to use the cockpit view as well, just so we can orient ourselves easily. So we're going to turn the batteries on. And we've got external power available, so we'll enable it straight away. And now we've done that, we'll immediately start alignment of ADIRs. And we can go and switch some of the other bits and pieces on. Crew supply already seems to be on. We'll go and arm the emergency light. Okay, I had to roll the mouse wheel the opposite direction than you would imagine for that to happen. We'll put the seatbelt signs on. Okay, there's no auto for seatbelt signs, so we'll just put them on. So nav lights can go on to tell the ground crew we're in the airplane. Strobes are already on auto. We'll put the logo on auto, so that does have an auto setting. Okay, we're looking okay so far. So we won't do anything else overhead just yet, because we're going to go play with systems. I just wanted to get, so you can see IR in alignment in 7 minutes. You can see the screens are looking predictable. And we're going to have a good dig around all of this stuff, so don't worry. So on the tablet over here, we can see, let me go Alt 1. So we can go in the tablet to Simbrief. I've already configured my user ID, so in here it has the option in settings. When you set up your user ID, you can do auto fetch, which I think you just saw the results of that. I didn't have to go and fetch the flight plan, it was already there. Although it's got the wrong one. So if I resync that, there we go. Stansted to to Berlin. So we're flying from Stansted to Berlin. There's the basic details. Notice it has a sync plan. I'll show you that. We'll do each thing in time. So we'll come back in here and sync plan as we program the flight plan. If we go and look in here, we got fuel and payload. So we can sync this from Simbrief. So there we go. There's our loadout of passengers and fuel. And then we can load the aircraft. So you saw it just sag on its suspension there. And then we can do send to CDU. So again, we'll come back here to do that a bit later. You have got checklists in here. We've got weather as well, so we can... Now notice we can't actually pull this from Simbrief, but we can do this ourselves. So if we go EGSS for Stansted, okay, and get meta. And destination, let's try it without keying it. Okay, so it doesn't know the destination. So EDDB, okay, and get meta. So there we go. So that's gone and got us some basic weather. If we go in here, we can see the configuration of the doors and services. So we can get rid, oh, we had ground power connected, or we thought we did, didn't we? We do now. So stairs, and get rid of the door, or get it closed at least. And there we go. So does that mean we were able to connect to ground power without ground power being connected? That's rather interesting. We have put some pushback controls. That's really interesting. So we can connect the turbine. We'll try that out as well then. Okay, so we did the weather. We looked at this panel. We've got flight charts, so it's pre-configured. So you can sync this from Simbrief. So then we can pull up. So it seems to remember the last time you played with it. let's go and pull up our departure just out of interest. So we go back, go EGSS, and we'll go and look at our flight plan. So it's the Clacton 5 Sierra departure. So we've got, interesting, you have to scroll to get to the departures. Clacton 5. So that's our departure we'll be doing. Can we apparently we can pin them. So presumably, is there a selection at the top of the pinned ones? Yeah, that's useful. Takeoff performance calculator. So we're taking off runway 04. So we have to go and key it in, though, by the look of it, unless there's a button here. Sync from the CDU, but not from... We can just type it in as well, just to try this out. So EGSS. OK. And I think you have to... Yeah, you have to go and select the runway, even if it's already showing, for it to show the data. Flaps 1, blah, 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 blah. And we can calculate, and it will work out our V-speeds, which is great. And that's pretty much it. It has got in here your calibration for the throttles and a few bits and pieces you can change about the aeroplane. I think this is really good for from a developer that is not known for doing this sort of thing. So we've also got this other panel on the second screen in the A380 because it's got all these different screens. And in here we can go to the Flight Ops menu, which shows you all these bits and pieces, and we can go Flight Ops status, and we can go to the flight folder, and it's got all this stuff in here, and that's obviously the breakdown of they've interpreted the Simbrief plan, haven't they? Which is quite cool. So we got all sorts of options in here to go play with. We can go, same view of the charts really, so we can go to Stansted. Notice it hasn't remembered the same pins as the other tablet. So this is a different implementation. So Clacton 5 Sierra, we'll go pin it, but it works the same. So you can pin them in here as well, independently of the other tablet. So Ops Library, so you can... Flight Crew Operating Manual, does this have PDFs or something in it? No, it's not seeming to do anything. Unless I'm not looking and it's opening browser tabs or something, doesn't seem to. Weather. So we already saw this a moment ago, so we could go and program them in. It's going to work the same way, isn't it? Checklists, same as the other tablet. Takeoff performance, so same calculator. So it's all same kind of functionality, but in a different screen. There's some other stuff in here though, look. So you've got landing performance, in-flight performance, load box. What does that... Is it just giving you the status? So if you're using... So you can refresh the load box. Presumably if you're using one of the other add-ons to do with loading passengers and freight on board, you could be watching that happen. I don't know. I'm guessing. Company com, what does that do? Interesting. So it's simulating communications between the aeroplane and the ground. This is good, isn't it? Okay, so menu. We'll leave this on the Flight Ops menu while we're just getting ready, and we'll press Shift and Space, and we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to be winging it to get the aeroplane up and running. I hope you'll understand that. So we already loaded the aeroplane. So first thing to do really is going to be go down here and go fetch the flight plan. So we can do a company flight plan request. Let's see if this works. So this is how a lot of the other aeroplanes work, but I don't think it might work in this one. We'll see. Receiving flight plan. Insert. No, it hasn't done it, look. Or has it? Oh, no, it's got some of it. So it's got the flight number, it's got the flight level. So if we go over and have a look at flight plan, oh, it has. Interesting. And it's got the waypoints of the departure by the look of it as well. Let's go double check that. So if I go and open Navigraph, and we'll see if it's actually got the SID and the start already. So if we import from Simbrief, there's our flight plan. And there's our departure. So Clacton 5S. So it should be going through D044A and D144N. Yeah, it's got the whole of the SID. That's interesting. Not a lot of aeroplanes do that. Whether it's accurate is another matter. But it's done it. So I'm not going to complain. That does mean, if we had alignment, we've probably got another few minutes, haven't we? 3 minutes to go. If we had alignment, we could do the gross flight plan check, but we can't because we haven't got alignment yet. So we'll just carry on with other things for the moment. So that company flight plan request did load then, based on, I'm guessing, the tablet already having the flight plan. We can do company wind request. Can we? If we click it, presumably it's done it. We don't need to do departure. We saw it's already programmed in, so we can go. We don't need to do, or do we need to do fuel unload? Yes, we do. So let's go and have a look at this then. So that screen was not populated. So we'll come back over to the tablet and we'll go to the dispatch screen and we'll send this to the CDU. And it says sent. And this is not full of numbers. But maybe it's just not calculating taxi and alternate and final, but it's got the block fuel, which is the important one. Can we clear this info out so if we see any messages pop up? So we got min fuel at Dest is 0, so this is obviously where it's not going to be maybe as realistic as some of the other aeroplanes, where you don't have to be so hot on making sure that you've got reserves in place. Okay, so we've done the takeoff performance. If we go just to the perf page then, and we'll go and look at the, where was it? There. So we can send this data we calculated to sent to CDU. If we go and have a look, yay, all the numbers are filled in. Very cool. So that's done that for us. Has it done climb as well? Yeah, that's fine. Cruise. Cost index 120, does that agree with Simbrief? Yes, it does. It's looking good, isn't it? Obviously approach should be empty, and it is, because we'll fill that in later. Very good. Okay, so we've actually got the airplane ready, apart from, we have to do the screen up here, but we need our initial clearance for that. So let's go over to Say Intentions and get our clearance. We're going to be Virtual 073 today. Oh, by the way, I have requested Virtual Flight Online be one of the virtual airlines within Say Intentions. So I've not tested it yet, but it's been approved. So when you set up in the pilot portal, you can choose Virtual Flight Online now for Say Intentions. Okay, so let's go talk to clearance, but before we do that, we need to get ATIS.
-0. Sky clear.
Information is Tango.
Temperature 31.
So back to clearance. Stansted clearance. Virtual 073 requesting clearance to Berlin with information Tango.
Virtual 073, cleared to Berlin via the Clean 5 Sierra departure, runway 04, initial climb 4000, squawk 4127.
Cleared to Berlin via the Clean 5 Sierra departure, runway 04, initial climb 4000, squawk 4127, Virtual 073. So, 4,000 feet and squawk 4127. So let's go and set this
Virtual
to 4,000.
073, read back correct. Ground is on 121.73. Safe flight, sir.
I'm just going to check what this is going to do. So that pushing that has gone nav, pulling it has gone. So that's just controlling climb. So it's doing normal climb versus open climb. Okay, we'll leave it on open climb for the moment. So we need to go and find the transponder. Now, in various versions of this aeroplane, you find it in different places. I'm guessing it will be in here, and it is.
My name is Astrid Hansen, and I would like to welcome you aboard Flight 073.
Squawk 4127. So squawk 4127.
Enter. And stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you.
We just click away from it.
Do not hesitate to
So
contact
that's
any
on
member of
auto
our crew.
already.
Thank you for choosing to fly with us today.
Weather radar is on auto across the board, which you'd expect. This is not supposed to be a study level aeroplane. I'm just amazed at the functionality it does have at the moment. Okay, so ground is on 12173, so we'll put ourselves back on radio check just for the moment. If I can find it again. Where am I looking? Radio check, there it is. So we loaded the aeroplane with fuel already. You can see the ECAM screen is already showing. We've got the parking brake on, we've got the seatbelts on, we've got external power connected, and we've got the transponder on standby. So let's request pushback and engine start and see how we get on, shall we? Stansted ground, virtual 073, requesting pushback and engine start.
Virtual 073, push and start approved, face northwest.
Push and start approved, face northwest, virtual 073. So, we'll go and put ourselves again back on radio check so we don't hear everybody else pushing back. And we're going to go and try this pushback functionality that I think was... I'm going to have to try and find it again now, aren't I? It was in here. There we go. So connect tug. Pushback backwards. Come off the parking brake. Now, is it just using the flight sim tug? Yes, it is. It's moving. We need to get rid of the connection to the ground power. Oh, we haven't. Let me put the parking brake back on. This is my own fault for doing things quickly. We need to go and put the APU on. They're going to be trying to push us back desperately, and we're not going anywhere until we've got the APU up and have done bus transfer to it. So let's wait and see. Let's see if we get to see the APU fire up. We do. Do we get to see that from outside as well? Is there any heat coming out the back? Or there's no door opening either. Oh no, there is heat coming out. Okay, that's interesting. There's a vent there. I'm guessing that's the inlet then. Or maybe it should be that, but maybe it isn't animated. Okay, so that's working. We have APU, therefore we can now switch off the external power. And we've got external 3 and 4 over there as well, which we can remove. So we're using the APU now. So now we can remove the ground power. So let's have a look outside. They're desperately still trying to push us back, and we're now going to come off the parking brake, and we're moving. And they're turning us immediately. So that's automatic. Let's see if it stops automatically.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to virtual flight.online flight 073, heading to Berlin Brandenburg Airport. Our estimated flight...
Is it going to stop? It's going to be... Oh no, it's stopping at 90 degrees. That's very good. So will it also disengage here automatically?
By inserting the metal tip into the buckle.
Yes, it's automatically disconnected. So it kind of understood what was required.
The seatbelt sign is illuminated.
So parking brake back on.
Return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position and ensure
Let's go
return
and
lines are
turn
open
on
for
the
takeoff
APU
and
bleed.
landing. Mobile
It's very
phones
quiet in
and
the
electronic
cockpit.
devices
That's the
must
only
be
thing that's
set to
worrying
flight
me.
mode,
Turn
and
on
larger
the
devices should be
fuel
securely
pumps.
stowed during takeoff and landing.
Notice the bottom row
Smoking
didn't need
and
to
the
be
use of
switched
e-cigarettes
on.
are
That's
prohibited
rather
anywhere
interesting.
on
They were
board,
already on.
including the lavatories. Oxygen masks will drop
Okay.
automatically if needed. Pull the mask firmly,
So let's go and
place it
start
over your nose and
engines
mouth
3 and
breathe
4
normally.
and see what happens.
Secure your own mask before assisting others.
So
Life vests
numbers are
located
coming up.
under your seat.
N1 is
To
increasing.
use,
Can we
pull it
show
out, put it over your head, and inflate
engines?
it only after leaving the aircraft. Floor level level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit.
Yep, that goes in. Very
In
good.
case of evacuation, leave all personal
I'm
belongings
impressed.
behind and follow the crew's
Considering this is
instructions
not
immediately.
supposed to be a
If any
high-fidelity
electronic device
aeroplane,
becomes hot
it's
or
doing a
shows
lot of
signs
things
damage,
right.
Please inform a crew member right away. The safety information card in your
Obviously, the
seat
purists are
contains
going to
all
say, oh,
details.
that wasn't showing the
Thank
right
you for your
numbers, or
attention.
that switch was on when it should have been off, and that kind of thing. But I think for, you know, your casual user, this is really good. We haven't seen how it flies yet, of course. So do they, yep, they come up saying avail, which is exactly what they should do. Okay, so engines 1 and 2 come up. It does seem very quiet. I'm just going to check the volume level for you. I think you can probably hear it better than I can, because I've meddled with my sound in my headphones. So let's go and have a look outside at this happening. See the heat coming out the back of the engines. APU can come off very soon. So engines are available, so APU bleed can come off. Notice I've just started the engines without using engine start. Interesting. It's on norm, it should have been on ignition start. So it took no notice of that. That's really interesting. Anyway, APU off. So engines are obviously generating electricity now. Bus transfer is automatic in the Airbus, so we don't have to worry about that. But apparently we didn't have to worry about ignition either. And that was a mistake on my part, but it was also instructive to us to see that that took no notice. So taxi lights are already on by the look of it. Let's just see. Oh no, they're not. Taxi lights, the middle position is slightly up. Okay, so we need to talk to ground again. We've got alignment now, so let's go and play with the screens. We haven't tried this yet. But it's very cool that you can see this level of detail on the navigation display. So when you're taxiing, you can see where to go. Presumably, if I put this to a higher range, you're going to see, yeah, it switches mode at the longer ranges, so you get to see your flight plan. Can we have constraints in view as well, please? Yeah, and it's showing them, which is good. Let's pull the flight plan up in here as well. That's good. So let me just go and double check the transponder. So it's on auto mode. That's good. TAR8 norm. I'm sorry I'm doing this all so slowly. I'm just really interested to see how everything's working. The screen's looking good over here as well. So we'll go and arm the spoilers. We'll set the flaps to 1. So you can see everything's going green slowly. We need to set the takeoff, rejected takeoff auto brakes to armed. And we just need to do the takeoff config test when we get to the runway. But before we do that, we need to go back to ground and ask them. We're going down to runway 04, aren't we? So we've got a bit of a taxi ahead of us, which means we can try out taxiing and see how it goes. Stansted ground, virtual 073 requesting taxi to runway 04.
Virtual 073, runway 04 taxi via Charlie Middle, Charlie Hotel.
Taxi via Charlie Mid or Charlie Hotel. Virtual 073. So if we bring the range down on this.
Sunturk 1658, contact tower on 123.805.
Tower, Sunturk 1658.
So if we go hotel, that's the closer to the runway. So So we could go that way, but there's an airplane there, so it's good that we're not going that way. We're going to go this way. There's nobody around, which is good for a change. Taxiing is very easy. It seems to behave itself. It's very quiet. That's the only thing I would say. We'll see what happens when I open the engines up in a few minutes. Why are the elevators canted up like that? That's a bit odd. It helps if you look where you're going as well, of course. Or maybe it's just the angle we're looking at them from. As soon as we straighten up. It'd be interesting once we're at speed to see if the entire surface flattens out. Better look where I'm going, there's other aeroplanes around. I am super impressed with this so far. So the screen over there looks like it does exactly the same as this one. What should we leave it on during the flight, do you think? Maybe the weather or we'll put the checklist on the screen. Not that we'll follow it, because we're just winging it today, but... So while we're taxiing, is it still hovering? No, it's sat properly on the ground now, look. It's a bit disconcerting that the tailplane is shaking, but... Someone else taking off. Wonder where they're going.
Ryanair 76 Papa November contact tower on 123.805.
Okay, so these screens are not independent. That's where they've saved some frames right there. It's a bit of a queue forming for runway 04. Hopefully by the time we get there we won't have too much waiting around. Three aeroplanes in the queue. Where did that third one come from? Did he just spawn in? The stuttering you're seeing is a problem with the Stansted scenery. I've seen it several times. So I've got parking brake. Sorry, I put the wheel brakes on. It took a while to slow down.
073, contact tower on 123.805. Have a good evening.
Contacting tower 123.805, virtual 073. Tower virtual 073, waiting behind at the traffic for runway 04.
Virtual 073 Super, Stansted Tower, hold position, runway 04, traffic on final approach.
That's it. Holding position, runway 04, virtual 073. Oh yeah, there it is. Just came out from behind his tailplane. Should we go outside to watch it? It's a Jet 2 holiday coming home, or people coming to the UK maybe on holiday. We have the weather at the moment. Oh, nice landing. Oh, a bit of a thump at the end there. And the second one, he bounced.
010 clear to land runway 4.
Was that this one? I thought he said clear to land. His louder is already moving, so he's anticipating it. I thought he said clear to land. Is there someone else out there we can't see yet? Should we have a look on LittleNavMap, because it will show them. No, there's nobody out coming in on runway 04, they were just waiting for this guy. And he's moving, he just took his time. Okay, park and brake off. Oh, we should have had the beacon light on, shouldn't we? Again, oh look, we've got less of a queue. Somebody just disappeared. Part of that may be I've got the number of aircraft turned down a little bit in say intentions, so it's probably filtering. Oh, we got the runway and turn off camera. That's the bit that somebody was asking about, which I haven't tried. So let's put the strobes on and put the landing lights on. So where does that go? If we turn the camera on, I wonder where it appears. Probably have to configure it on a screen somewhere to show it. So we haven't been cleared onto the runway just yet. So we just need to do the takeoff config check once we're lined up. To be honest, we could do it now, couldn't we? While we're sat here.
Ryanair 76 Papa November, contact departure.
Over to departure, Ryanair 76 Papa November.
So we'll also go and increase the range on the navigation display to show the route out. So we can see it there. We're on TA only mode on TCAS at the moment. Are we waiting for somebody? Are they going to let us onto the runway? They haven't done it yet, have they? How much separation are they waiting for? Let's go, while we're waiting for that, we can go into Navigraph and pull up the, there we go, a nicer view of the departure, just so we get to see it. So we'll try out VNav on the way out, managed mode, we'll see what happens. So I'll click this forwards, which will give us climb mode. Oh, it's going up, open climb. Open climb and then climb. So it will climb the best it can and then go to a managed climb immediately afterwards. Let's go and give the controllers a bit of a kick, shall we? Tower Virtual 073 still holding short, runway 04.
Virtual 073 Super, runway 04, wind 010 at 7, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 04, Virtual 073 Super. I do like it when they call us Super. It's a name reserved for very few aircraft, and the A380 is one of them. I'm guessing the Antonov Maria probably had the same designation. So we've already done our takeoff config checks, so we just need to wait for the V-speeds to come through on the indicated airspeed ribbon. I'll zoom in slightly on the view. Let's open the engines up then. I'm going to push them all the way through to Toga. My word, look at it accelerate. Bit of right rudder. rotate. And gear up. Don't want to stay out here too long. I just wanted to see the animation because I've not seen it yet either. So then we'll go and turn the autopilot on and see what it does.
Ryanair 67 Papa Whiskey holding short of 4.
So speed is coming up alarmingly quickly.
Ryanair 67 Papa Whiskey
It's
wind
holding about 10 degrees nose up.
Runway 4 cleared for takeoff.
It should be managed heading, so it should turn right any moment. There goes the flight directors, they're working.
073, contact Stansted radar on 120.625.
Flaps up. Contacting Stansted radar 120.625, virtual 073. Good day. Stansted radar, virtual 073, climbing out on the Clacton 5 Sierra, departure from Stansted to 4,000 feet.
Virtual 073, Stansted radar identified, climb flight level 100.
Climb flight level 100, Stansted virtual 073. So 100, and we go now. I can't remember which way round. Towards the aeroplane, isn't it? There's an altitude constraint. Oh, I haven't pulled the throttles back, so we're going too fast. That's my fault. I'm just fixing that. Whoops.
073, climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210. So, yeah, that was totally my fault. I didn't pull the throttles back. I was too busy looking at other things. So we'll go open climb because they've just told us not to do that via the procedure. Throttles are now in the climb detent. And we'll lose that speed in the climb. We'll just be really quick getting to altitude. Yeah, that was totally my fault. In the Airbuses, you're supposed to pull the throttles back to the climb detent. I left them at full throttle around that corner, so we went and broke all sort of aviation laws. Yeah, it's just reducing speed. We had a lack of talent in the cockpit, I'm afraid. Virtual 073. So we've gone through the barometric, the transition altitude, so we need to go to standard barometric pressure. It is so hot today, it's ridiculous.
Virtual 073, contact London Control on 130.925.
Contacting London Control 130.925, virtual 073, good day. London Control, virtual 073 with you, climbing flight level 210.
Virtual 073, London Control, good evening, identified. Virtual 073, climb flight level 210.
Climbing flight level 210, virtual 073. We already were. Okay, so panic averted after overspeeding the aeroplane hilariously.
Dear guests, the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Cabin service will begin
So there
shortly.
is a taxi
Thank you for
button
your
up here.
attention and for flying with virtual flight.
I was just reading the live stream comments, someone saying there should be a taxi button on the EFIS. I'm not going to press it while I'm in flight because I'm not sure what it might do to the aeroplane. I wonder if, say, Intentions keep a database of funny things pilots have said. It would be quite amusing, wouldn't it? Let's put this back on flight plan so we can actually see. We've got a discontinuity coming up because I haven't cleared out discontinuities, which interests me that it's even got a discontinuity. So on this one, you should be able to just delete it and then put that back, and we're good to go. If we zoom out slightly, yeah, we're good now. Climbing flight level 290, virtual 073.
Virtual 073, no speed restrictions, resume normal speed.
Resuming normal speed, virtual 073. We already have. It's interesting though, look, it's targeting 300 knots, but it's not doing it. I went to a managed... Interesting, it was gone to altitude hold, I wonder why. I'm doing open climb again. Oh, because I went to managed, it would have been looking for constraints, so it was holding until such point as it could go beyond the altitude we were at. So I've gone back to open climb, obviously because they instructed us straight up to 290. That makes sense. Yeah, so the aeroplane is better than I am. In my defence, it's 34, 35 centigrade here. My shirt is stuck to me. And we have the nice profile view here. This is quite cool. Somehow it thinks the Clacton VOR is at 5,000 feet in the air. Oh, that will be the constraint, won't it? 6,000 feet even. Interesting. I never noticed that before. It renders them at the altitudes. I do find it hard to believe that LVFR have written this entirely independently of the fly-by-wire A380. If they have, kudos to them, because this has got a stack of functionality in it. But given, I'm a software developer, so I know what effort is required in these things, and this is several years' work.
Climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climbing flight level 350, virtual 073. So we've got the lights off, we've got the... We can put the strobes on auto, can't we? They don't have to be on all the time. Beacon light is on, nav lights are on, logo was on auto, I think. Yes, it was, but the axis is reversed on the mouse wheel, which is weird.
Delta Golf, contact Amsterdam radar on 118.805.
118.805 for Griffin 6 Delta Golf. Good day.
Yeah, the no smoking is
Ryanair 58 Golf
weird,
Delta contact Brussels control on 125.0.
So I'm just playing with things in the cockpit now. This is where I break something, isn't it? Okay, that's not interactive. If anybody ever has wondered what those beads are for, it's so the pilot can adjust their seat.
Virtual 073 Super, traffic at your 12 o'clock 5 miles, at flight level 190.737.
I haven't turned the TCAS on, have I? So we won't be seeing much on the screen. It's in serve, isn't it? TA, oh, it's on auto. So why are we not seeing it? Do I have to switch it on up here? Maybe it just doesn't render other aircraft.
London Control, Easy 18 Charlie Lima, flight level 260.
Terrain. Oh, traffic.
Easy 18 Charlie Lima, London Control identified. Wizgo 9 of Foxtrot, contact Paris Control on 128.275.
Over to Paris Control on 128.
So apparently, oh no, it is showing other aircraft, look, but not the one they told us about. There's somebody out there 30 miles off our
Virtual
starboard side.
073 Super, climb and maintain flight level 390.
Climbing flight level 390, virtual 073, if you can say it. So open climb, holding 300 knots. Flaps are up. I was just wondering why we're going so slowly, or why the climb rate is so slow. But maybe we've got a heavy load of passengers or freight or something. Should we have a look from outside? Now we've got some time. Did that tailplane? Yeah, it straightened itself out, look. So that it's a kind of a two... The entire tailplane flies, and then you've got the surface that moves as well. Which is why you have this whole area here for the surface to pivot through. It's not bad, is it, for apparently, in quotes, not a steady level aeroplane. We'll see what it's like on approach though, hey? See if I can bring it in one piece. But all of the systems seem to work really well. I am amazed. So let's go and make sure nothing's falling off or falling to pieces inside. Why would it have a no smoking on? Did that have an auto position, I wonder? No. But you wouldn't think no smoking would show on the thing all the time, but maybe it does. Yeah, that's binary as well. That's a shame they haven't got auto on them. I'm really nitpicking now, aren't I? I mean, all of this seems to work. This seems to work. Oh, there's an aeroplane, 7, 8...
Virtual 073, climb flight level 410.
Climbing flight level 410, virtual 073 heavy. Or super even. 410. Open climb, carry on. I think that's our eventual climb. Let's have a look at the flight plan. Yeah, there's no step climbs involved, it's just straight out to that altitude.
Flyer 78, Papa Golf, contact London Control on 121.23.
So how far does the range go on the navigation display?
On to 121.23, Flyer 78, Papa Golf, good day.
London Control, Wizz Air 10 Whiskey Hotel, flight level 290.
Wizz Air 10 Whiskey Hotel, London Control, identified. Good evening.
London Control, good evening, Qatari 1 Juliet, flight level 190.
So I see there are some surprised comments in the live stream about this seems to be going remarkably well. Well, yeah, it is. I'm amazed. Obviously, I didn't have a procedure to follow. I was just winging it, which is why I dropped the ball here and there. But the airplane was very forgiving, and it alerted me in the way it should. It was good, and it was very controllable. Mind you, I've only had a few seconds of actually flying it so far with the rotation off the runway. About 1,000 feet I went and engaged the autopilot. So, interesting. We'll find out, because I'll land manually. Obviously I'll let it get itself stabilised on the approach using the systems, but then I'll turn everything off and give the wings a waggle, and that's going to be a while yet though. So it'd be interesting to see if it burns fuel at the rate it should and things like that, because nothing's a given. Flight plan. So if we go to flight plan info.
Wizz Air 10 Whiskey Hotel, contact Brussels Control on 125.0.
Over to Brussels Control, Wizz Air 10 Whiskey Hotel, so long.
Flyer 78, Papa Golf, contact London Control on 133.6.
133.6, Flyer 78, Papa Golf, thanks.
So from what I've seen so far, I'm just looking through the live stream comments, I think this might be better than the fly-by-wire. Of course, what we really need is an A380 captain to tell us, to say which one's actually more representative. I mean, maybe this doesn't fly accurately, but it's pretty good. I was talking to a couple of commercial pilots at Flight Sim Expo, and they said the major difference between any of these home simulators and the multi-million pound ones they use for training is feel. Purely just feel. He said a lot of the instrumentation, or a couple of different guys said a lot of the instrumentation is dead on, and the way the aeroplane reacts is dead on in quite a lot of the aeroplanes. But they said it really is splitting hairs in outside of normal parameter situations where you
Control,
see the differences.
Ryanair 24 Zulu, flight level 230.
But they said, the fact that we can have such high fidelity simulation at home
London Control, Roger.
is just mind-blowing to them.
Ryanair 497 Delta, contact Scottish Control on 133.05.
Over to Scottish Control on 133.05, Ryanair 497 Delta.
Yeah, so we've got some great comments coming through, but other people are trying the plane out as well. I'm pleasantly surprised.
126.903, Flyer 78 Papa Golf. Thanks for the help.
Virtual 073, contact Amsterdam radar on 118.805.
Contacting Amsterdam radar 118.805, virtual 073, good day. Amsterdam radar, virtual 073 with you, climbing to flight level 410.
Virtual 073, Amsterdam radar identified. Good evening.
The climb does seem to be very ponderous. It's
London Control,
predicting
Ryanair 497 Delta, flight level 210.
a little way after Thatcher.
Ryanair 497
Between
Delta,
Thatcher
London
and
Control
ETP.
identified.
Oh,
Good
so
evening.
the ETP is the estimated turnaround point, isn't it? It does seem we're taking an awful long time to get to altitude.
Ryanair 902 Yankee X-ray contact London Control on 121.23.
So it's estimating another 60 miles from where we are, which would be so just coming over the coast of the Netherlands. So based on taking off from Stansted then, if we just do a very quick measure of this at a range ring. Oh, I'll just measure it from here. Measure distance from Stansted to about there. Yeah, that seems wrong. It shouldn't take us 160 miles.
Control on 125.0.
The engines are only running at
Brussels Control
85%.
125.0, Speedbird 740.
Are the throttles actually on the climb detent? Is that what's wrong? I don't think they're on the climb detent, you know. Let's go and look at the instrumentation. Whoa, something really nasty. We just banked enormously for that corner. I just noticed the attitude indicator. I'm just looking at this DCL3. And they're still only at 85%. Now, is that because we had a very low cost index? No, it's 120. It's plenty. Why? Let's put this into Gemini. I'm going to go and ask Gemini how many miles would it typically take an A380 to get to 41,000 feet. We'll let Gemini do some adding up for us. How many nautical miles would it typically take for so we say an 80% loaded Airbus A380 to climb to FL 410.
KLM 1412 contact Langen radar on 127.625.
127.625 for KLM 1412.
Oh, it's right. Distance covered on a typical step climb out with normal procedures. You're looking at 180 to 220 nautical miles to get to 41,000 feet in about 35 minutes. So it's not entirely wrong. So yeah, looking at 160 miles that I'm seeing to get to 41,000 feet, we're below the lower end of the estimate. That's interesting. Of course, we're not anywhere near 80% full because we're only flying a little way across Europe, and this thing can fly halfway around the world. We're going to scoot across the top of the Netherlands and Germany and then descend down in. Let's go and load the performance profile for it. So A380. If you're wondering why I've got so many performance profiles for LittleNavMap, I used AI to build them all for me. And yes, it burnt a lot of tokens to do it, but part of my job as a developer is to know how to configure AI to do things for myself. So I went and built a full set of all of the profiles for all of the airplanes, and you can find it on my blog at johnbeckett.substack.com.
Ryanair 10 Golf Juliet contact Langen
So if you look in the
127.725
procedures and guides section at the top of the blog, you'll find it.
127.725, Ryanair 10 Golf Juliet.
I've made a set basically of about 400 aircraft performance profiles for LittleNavMap, which then gives you the correct top of descent look. So this is saying about what we said. Look, top of climb look is just coming over the coast, which is exactly what's going to happen. So the estimate for top of descent. Obviously, this may not take any notice of the constraints, so you're better off looking a little bit early. Don't use it as gospel. You can obviously use the aeroplane, which does take account of the constraints. While we're doing this, then we may as well go and have a look on the way into Germany and see what's involved. So we've got the Ogba 1 Lima arrival. I think I've done this before, you know. So you're looking to be above 8,000 feet and 220 knots, and then it's just a big old star. And then a final approach into runway 24 left. So if we go and have a look at those, ILS Zulu 24 left, add to route, and that takes us straight in. That's nice and straightforward, isn't it? I wonder if we can get to here. Oh, that's too much to drop for such a big aeroplane. We have to be above 6,000 feet, look. There's no way I'd want to try and get this thing down.
Lima contact London Control on 134.39er.
So it's probably better off to do the full thing.
Over to London Control on 134.39er, KLM 68 Lima.
Amsterdam radar, Ryanair 10 Golf Juliet, flight level 200.
We'll leave that up because that's going to be useful later
Ryanair
on.
10 Golf Juliet, Amsterdam radar identified.
So I'm going to go get a coffee and go and have a break for a few minutes while we're en route. We can have a look on here to see how long we've got, and I'll give control over the radios over to Amanda, the Say Intentions co-pilot, to do the radio comms for us along the way. I just want to go and have a quick look and see what the estimated times are. So Ogba, which is the way in, we're looking at just past 8 PM, so about half an hour's time by the look of it, or 2000 UTC I should say. Have we got a clock in the cockpit? I'm just looking around the top corners of the screens to see if there's an obvious clock somewhere. That's interesting, I never knew. Oh, it's over there. It's on the co-pilot side. So yeah, we've got about half an hour. When's our top of descent?
Amsterdam radar identified. Proceed on course.
Amsterdam radar, Wiz Malta 7,
so
Papa Victor,
Ogba,
flight level 300.
where's the NIE?
City Air 9er Juliet Echo, contact Langen radar on 128.505.
So about 10 to... About 10 to the hour, so I've got 20 minutes to go have a little break.
128.505, City Air 9er Juliet Echo, good day.
So let's go and ask the co-pilot. Hi Amanda, can you take over radio communications for a while?
Sure, Jonathan, I'll take over the radios now.
Okay, so I'm going to leave something on the screen for you, obviously, to watch while we're en route. So let's go and watch. I'll leave the sunset, shall I? And something else I'm going to leave on the screen for you is an invitation to join my Discord server. I have to remember how to do this now.
Amsterdam radar, good evening. KLM 25 Juliet, flight level 180.
Why is the
KLM 25 Juliet, Amsterdam radar identified. Continue.
Have we haven't reached climb, have we? Oh, we have. That was what we just heard with the dip of the engines. I am so paranoid. So, I have a Discord server that I have set up for myself at last. And I'll pin the comment in the live stream comments for if anybody would like to come and join my Discord server.
Will now begin the snack and beverage service. We invite you to enjoy our popular selection of gourmet
I'm just going to go get the link for it.
After the service,
and then I'm going to go stretch my legs for a few minutes.
Online shop will be available for your browsing. Thank you for your attention.
I'll give you a quick sneak peek at the Discord server as well.
Amsterdam radar, KLM 26 Yankee, flight level 280. KLM 26 Yankee, Amsterdam radar identified. Continue.
So, what I'm going to show you, if I open Discord,
X-ray contact Langen radar on 127.725.
And there's my new server that I've made fresh off the press today. So I'll just make this a bit smaller so we can see it in the screen. Close that. So it's gone into streamer mode basically, which disguises people's usernames. So yeah, I've just did this today. I finally have my own Discord server. I've put the link in the chat. If you go and look in general, you can see people saying hello, and I can go and say thank you and like what people are. Someone's saying, I thought Virtual Flight Online was your server. I founded VFO, a group of volunteers, run activities there. Actually, I'll edit that. In a perfect world, VFO would run itself. Okay, so the main thing I've done, I went and wrote some code this afternoon. So there are 3 important channels in the Discord server. There's the videos and live streams channel, which this flight will end up in here later this evening after it's finished. So when you look in here, it tells you every stream I've done, every video I've done, all the way back to the back of beyond. There's hundreds in here. But it means that you can go and comment in here on any given flight in Discord if you like using Discord. Also procedures and guides. All of the procedures I've done and the guides I've done are in here linked, so you can go and see them, and you can go and see what they cover and links to them to go get a copy if you want one. There's also any of the articles I've written are linked in here, and it links straight through to them at Substack. So that's going to be the main use of the Discord server, is for me to share stuff in here so you can have a quick dip in here and see what I've been up to. Other than that, you can come in and say hello, ask questions, whatever. And you can see I've invited a load of people in already. There's people already arriving in the server, so it's great to see everybody arriving. So yeah, I've held off on making a Discord server for the longest time.
London control on
but with the reception I received at Flight Sim Expo and people there asking how come you don't have a Discord server, I've finally done it. So there we go. Anyway, I'll leave that running in the background. I've put the link to join Discord in the notes of the video. I'm going to go stretch my legs for a bit. So I think we said at about 10 minutes to the hour I need to be back. So we're just flying over the coast
Alpine 71
here of the Netherlands, and we'll get to see the sun going down as we go, which would be quite cool. I'll also leave LittleNavMap up here. I'll put it on, I've got a minimal window layout, so you get to see up in the corner of the screen where we are, which is quite a useful thing to have. Or maybe we'll make it a bit wider for a change and do something like that, so we can see top of descent calculated there. But we're actually I want to be back at about NIE. So, well, actually, if I make this that bit wider, then we can fit in the star as well as where we are. There we go. And I'll also go and hide the task bar. So we want taskbar behaviors, automatically hide it, and then give the focus to something else. There we go, done. Right, I'll leave that chugging away for a bit, and I'll hopefully see a few of you in Discord while we're flying. I'll open it on another machine actually. I've got several computers in front of me because I am insane.
Mr. Ground Radar, Boriza 321 Alpha Tango at
and I'll see you all in a few minutes.
Level 100.
.23, see ya, KLM 26 Yankee.
Virtual 073 expects the Ojiba 1 Lima arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes.
Expect the OGB 1 Lima arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes, virtual 073.
Radar, Korean Air 510, flight level 280.
Korean Air 510, Amsterdam radar identified. Virtual 073, contact Bremen radar on 125.025.
Contacting Bremen radar on 125.025. Virtual 073. Bremen radar, virtual 073. Good evening with you, flight level 410.
073, Bremen radar identified. Good evening.
Good evening, Captain Jonathan. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack?
Korean Air 510 contact. Sweden control on 135.805.
135.805, Korean Air 510.
Line Niner, November, Kilo contact Langen, radar on 135.65. 135.65, Beeline Niner, November, Kilo, thanks.
Bremen radar, CTR 5 Echo, flight level 200.
City Air 5 Echo, Bremen radar identified.
Eurowings 8 Echo Lima contact. London control on 134.39er.
Over to London control on 134.39er, Eurowings 8 Echo Lima.
Austrian 279er contact Copenhagen control on 135.565.
135.565, see Austrian 279er.
Air 495 contact Copenhagen control on 135.565.
Switching to Copenhagen control on 135.565, your Air 495.
Okay. I'm going to start the descent early on purpose.
Bremen radar, Beeline 3 Tango X-ray, flight level 260.
Let me just go and crib from what Amanda has been saying. So she hasn't... Oh, she's already done, yeah. Expected descent in how many minutes? Let's go and ask Amanda. Let's tell the controllers. Hi Amanda, let's tell the controllers we're going to begin our descent.
I'll let Bremen radar know we're ready to start our descent. Bremen radar, virtual flight 073. We'd like to request descent from flight level 410.
So what are they going to tell us?
Virtual 073, descend via Ogiber 1 Lima to 3000 into Berlin. QNH 1016.
Okay, so straight down to 3000. So we really will see if the constraints work. So we're going to press the controller towards the aeroplane. It's going to go at 1,000 feet a minute, hopefully.
Lima flight level 330.
Which will...
Descend via OGB 1 Lima
Yeah, it's
to
doing
3000 into Berlin. QNH 1016. Virtual 073.
So it's coming down at 1,000 feet a minute because we are before top of descent. And then the descent profile will catch up with us on the way.
Lima contact.
125.0 for Eurowings 6 November Alpha.
Radar on 118.8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruising altitude and have started our approach to Berlin.
Over to Amsterdam radar, Eurowings 8 Echo Lima, so long.
Stow your tables and fasten your
Bremen radar,
seatbelts.
Eurowings 9er
The use of
Hotel,
lavatories
flight
is
level
no longer
170.
permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
Eurowings 9er Hotel, Bremen radar, identified, continue.
Okay, so we can watch the descent slowly happen for the next few minutes, and then everything will gather pace as we get closer to the destination. It should be fairly straightforward. Famous last words. Oh my word, I'm just looking at Discord. I opened the gates at lunchtime with the new Discord server and I've got over 100 members already. It's gathering pace. Oh my giddy aunt. Who knew? Put a message in right now telling people descending into Berlin with the VF. They call it Latin VFR, aren't they?
KLM 37 Yankee contact, Langen radar on 127.625.
127.625, KLM 37 Yankee, thanks for the help. Yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with this aeroplane so far. It's gone swimmingly so far, but we've seen things go wrong before because of me usually, but we'll see what happens. So you can see we're flying along and it's gone to a dotted line on the profile because we've left the managed profile behind. I wonder what it will do when we get to
Eurowings 7 Zulu Papa contact Munich radar on 126.065.
Over to Munich radar on 126.065, Eurowings 7 Zulu Papa.
So I'll let Amanda carry on with the radio comms on the way in. Just to lessen my workload in case it gets difficult, so I can concentrate.
Bremen radar, good evening, KLM 25 Juliet, flight level 180.
Actually, that's something I've just noticed. There is no Amanda sat next to me. Is that an option we have in here, maybe? Let me turn the head tracking off for a moment. So there's the Simbrief details. Units, announcement languages, animated passengers enabled. Ooh. I can't remember seeing any.
Bremen radar, Viking 195, flight level 320.
Viking 195, Bremen radar identified.
We have a distinct lack of passengers. And we have a see-through wall. I've just walked through. I think I just walked through the toilet. I hope nobody was sitting on it.
Eurowings 6 November Alpha contact Amsterdam radar on 118.805.
Oh, that must be to do with the loading screen. It was in here, wasn't it? Or not? Was it payload?
Bremen radar, Eurowings 2 Romeo, flight level 200.
Eurowings 2 Romeo, Bremen radar, identified. Proceed on course.
Anyway, there's our arrival into EDDB. So if we go back in here, sorry, that was the departure. Okay, back is not working because it's in the margin of Flight Simulator, which is what it always does. There's the charts for EDDB. It's the Ogba, wasn't it? So, arrivals. Ogba, 1 Romeo. Now which runway are we actually heading for? Let's go have a look. 24 left. That one. That's exactly the chart we're looking for. Can we collapse this to get a better view? I don't think we can we? It's always going to be constrained by the margin. Because back will take us out of here completely. That's a shame. It does seem to bank very heavily for turns, doesn't it? Maybe the real thing does. Oh, shall I? I never let the passengers get up, did I? We flew the whole flight with the passenger signs on. Oh well. So, yes, we've caught up with the descent profile now. So, it's now coming down at 2,600 feet a minute. 2,400 feet a minute even. And it's already decelerated to 280 knots. It is remarkably quiet. It's scarily quiet actually. I think that's more to do with my headset than the simulator though. Let me turn your volume up a bit.
Bremen radar B-line 3 Tango X-ray,
So you want
flight level 200.
the controllers to be about the same volume as me, don't you?
B-line 3 Tango X-ray, Bremen radar, identified. Proceed on course.
So I wonder if this will let us actually select anything, or if this can do anything. It's obviously simulating a touchscreen, isn't it, with the mouse being over it. I'm not sure what functionality that should unlock though. Does the taxi button show the camera then? Is that what that's for?
Bremen radar, Ryanair 308 Bravo, flight level 320.
Bremen radar identified.
Just having a nosy at some of the other stuff we haven't really played with in the aeroplane. So we've got the radios down here. Do these have... Can we do a squawk here as well? Oh, we can. Very cool. Or is it only showing it? Can you not... No, you can't change it here. So you change it in the serve page. We need to put in the approach data, don't we? So Navigraph information for Berlin. So first of all we want the wind, direction and speed.
Flight level 190.
80 degrees, 4 knots.
Marabou 6441, Bremen radar identified. Good evening.
Oh, we have to click in here first. 80. And then 4. There doesn't seem to be, the enter key doesn't seem to do anything. You have to click away from wherever you are. Outside air temperature is 27 centigrade. Toasty. QNH 1017 hectopascals, if I can say it. I'm doing it again, aren't I? So QNH is 1017. 1017. Click. And a barrow. So we'll go and look at 27 left.
Bremen radar, Eurowing 36 Alpha Zulu, flight level 170.
Radar.
Eurowing 36 Alpha Zulu.
We've got 200 feet. If we've got radio, so 200. and click away from it, and that's all done. We're not going to activate it. That's slightly off position, isn't it? That's, yeah, we can just leave that as it is for the moment. So we put in our data for approach, and we're still on profile. So the airplane is descending wonderfully. We can see Germany spread out below us. Whereabouts are we? Let's go and have a look on the map. We have got the tour guide in the cockpit with us. Hi Sarah, what part of Germany are we over at the moment?
We're currently flying over the region of Brandenburg, not far from the city of Stendal in eastern Germany.
Warsaw radar on 124.275. 124.275, see Marabou 6441.
Eurowings 3, Charlie November contact, Brussels control on 125.0.
Let's bring the range down. Oh, I see what this is doing. It's showing the target altitude. It's doing it in a very strange way, isn't it? It's showing the target and the next waypoint. So it's turning into... That will flip to a triangle down here for 3,000 feet. And then back up to there as soon as we come to the next waypoint. Yeah. Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Eurowings 9er 2 Foxtrot contact, London control on 134.39er.
134.39er for Eurowings 9er 2 Foxtrot. Good day.
Virtual 073, contact Berlin approach on 121.13.
Cool, so Amanda should do that for us.
Contacting Berlin approach on 121.13. Virtual 073. Berlin approach, virtual 073. Good evening. Flight level 180 for 3,000.
So, being asked the question in the live stream, have I flown the fly-by-wire A380? Yes, very recently. If you look on my channel, you'll find a couple of videos with it.
Virtual 073 Super, Berlin approach, identified. Good evening, expect the ILS Zulu runway 24 left approach into Berlin. And have you got information X-ray?
Okay, so they've confirmed what we've got on our plan, which is good. Yeah, so I looked at the... Well, I'll just let Amanda talk first.
We have information X-ray. Virtual 073 Super.
Yes, I had a look at the fly-by-wire A380 just recently. It's not without its problems. I had to flick back between the developer and the standard edition and uninstall it and reboot several times to get it working. Got it working in the end. It's still a little bit flaky and frame rate is a bit choppy now and again. But it does simulate a lot more, I think, than this aeroplane. That said, this aeroplane does things that the fly-by-wire doesn't. And I've not actually flown this yet. It's been on autopilot, but it's been behaving itself on autopilot, which has been impressive. It does seem to... I do wonder about that bank angle on turns. It seemed to bank an awful long way. But yeah, I've been very pleasantly surprised with this. I thought I was taking one for the team when I went and bought it late this afternoon, and thought, you know, here we go again, but I'm going to go do it because I know that LVFR, Latin VFR, get a lot of flack, but this aeroplane is very good so far. But like I said, I only know what I've seen and done with it so far, which is this flight and what you've seen me doing with it.
Direct Delta Bravo 452, virtual 073.
But all these screens and stuff in here, this has been a huge surprise to me. So if you go and look in here, we can pull up the weather, and we can pull up all kinds of stuff that in-flight performance data. We've got, what does the export box do? I have no idea. We've got charts in here, obviously. We've got the checklists. What's in the functions? Or maybe there isn't something in functions. Maybe I'm looking for something that doesn't exist here. Yeah, I don't think functions actually does anything, unless it only works in certain menus. Maybe. I'm just going to keep an eye on this. I want to see what it's doing. I just saw the aeroplane move and the throttles change. So we're doing target 280 knots. It knows it needs to get to 220. It needs to stay above 8,000 feet on the way into the end. Okay, here's decelerating now, look. Oh, it keeps changing its mind though. What's it got in terms of constraints? Speed 220, so it should be targeting 220, and it's not doing 220. Interesting. It's not doing anything like what it should be doing. It's almost like it's got caught between some sort of logic hole. So should we help it? We should be doing 220 knots. So we're going to go to, instead of manage speed, we're going to tell it we want 220. And it's doing it, look, it's decelerating. So maybe this is a good opportunity. So we've seen it did the basic descent okay. It started to go a little bit awry over the last few minutes. Let's see if it starts descending for 8,000 feet as soon as it gets to 220. So the profile is telling it to stay at 12 at the moment. We're still 20 miles out, mind, from being above 8,000. Let's go and find out what the transition level is. Oh, that was the correct chart we were looking at. 5,000 feet. And then at 5,000 feet we need to go to 1017. So Paul is asking in the live stream, is this aeroplane available for purchase now? Well, I bought it about just after I finished work this evening. I went and bought it. I saw the advert for it on MSFS add-ons, which is where I tend to catch up with what's coming out. And then I went and bought it, and I thought, like as I said, I thought I might be taking one for the team here because I have no idea. But I have been hugely surprised. It's been pretty good. And Andrew's saying, surely the fly-by-wire is superior. I'm not so sure. This has been mightily impressive so far. This wrinkle we just saw with the airspeed being chosen is the first issue as such that I've seen. I had, on climb out, I left the throttles all the way forwards by accident, and the alarms all went off as they should have. The aeroplane accelerated through the climb out from Heathrow, and obviously it kept accelerating and everything went off and told me off, which was, you know, as expected. But I've been hugely surprised. I would say this is the first flight I've done. I've only done the one flight. Maybe I've threaded the needle with this flight. I don't know. So at this point we don't know what we don't know, but it's looking very, very good. So just for example, while we're descending here, within the tablet you've got tons of stuff like, so you can pull from Simbrief, you can load from Simbrief. You've got the view of the operational flight plan in here, so you can show the text version as well. Interestingly, you can't drag it. I never noticed that before. So there are rough edges. You've got door controls, you've got services controls around the aeroplane, you've got pushback. The pushback worked really nicely. What else have we got? The weather, we've got checklists, we've got Navigraph integration for charts, we've got a takeoff performance calculator that worked really well, and you can send that through to the CDU as well to populate. Same with the payloads we saw earlier, you can send that to the CDU to populate the screens for you. You've got basic throttle calibration. It wasn't the best calibration in the world. There doesn't seem to be a way of setting the reverse position. I think it takes it as being 0 automatically. But yeah, I've been super impressed with it. You've obviously got some quick states there as well, but as well as that you've got this second screen, which is essentially the same screens as that one, but it allows you to have two things at once within your field of view, which I think is quite cool. So if we go to Flight Ops, this allows you to do a few extra bits and pieces, like, yeah, so this is doing a processed view of the flight plan from the OFP. So you can go to the NOTAMs, weights and balance and so on. So it's like having a computer here to play with. It's a nice idea. Okay, how are we doing in terms of the flight plan? We're still on managed altitude. So it's going following the constraints. So it's saying here above 8,000, above 6,000, and then still holding 220 knots, above 6,000 out here. So we need to lose 6,000 feet at some point. Should we do it? Should we have a play with managed mode? So let's come down, tell it to start making its way to 8,000, and we'll do descent and see what it does. So watch the speed, the throttles are winding back. So it's descending. So we'll be coming through 10,000 feet in a moment, and we'll go and turn the landing lights on. Should be quite good actually. Look, we're going to get a sunset landing. The sun's gone down. Does look good, doesn't it? And this has been streamed, so you can see when I'm going between the external and the internal view, it's not getting that replacement of instruments happening at all.
073, turn right heading 135, vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 24 left approach.
Right heading 135, vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 24 left approach.
I think you're going to find out
073.
That is the line between the waypoints. We'll find out when we make the turn. 135 is, yeah, it's going to be more or less the same as they've just told us, which is fine. Let's bring the range down so we can see the constraints now nicely. I don't like this. That's the projected profile. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I don't think it is. It isn't banking at such massive bank angles now. So what can we do in terms of flaps? 1F at 222 knots, we're at 220. We won't go for flaps just yet. So we're at 10,000 feet. It's holding at 10,000. So we don't want that one, we want these landing lights on. We'll put the nose lights on in advance before the gear comes down. Shall we have a look at the outside? See what they're bright, aren't they?
Virtual 073, turn left heading 135.
Turning left heading 135,
so
virtual
they
073.
are giving us very specific vectors. Let's go selected then and follow their instructions. So we're throwing the instructions out of the window. We'll also go and double check that, because obviously we're not sure the airplane's going to behave. You can see us coming in here, look over the edge of the star.
Virtual 073 Cooper, speed 185 knots.
Speed 185 knots, virtual 073
So they're deviating from the...
Copy, Captain. I will ensure the crew checks that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts.
Okay, so it's working.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Berlin. Please ensure that all electronic devices are turned off and stowed away until we arrive at the gate. Kindly return your
We can also go to flaps 2, because that's still at 220 knots.
Also upright. Fasten your seatbelts securely. The current weather in Berlin
Which is dropping the nose, because we've obviously got a ton more lift all of a sudden.
Our assigned gate.
Look at the size of those flaps, they're the size of tennis courts.
Flying with virtualflight.online.
We ought to get some lights on in the cabin, it's going to get dark in a hurry, isn't it? That requires me finding the dome lights. They're over here, aren't they? To be honest, I'd be better off with them. Oh my word, that's bright. Yeah, maybe we won't do that. But maybe we will have a play with some of the other lighting.
Virtual 073, turn right heading 205.
Right heading 205, virtual 073.
Oh, sorry, wrong knob. 185. Heading to... What did he just say? 205. Why? Oh, they're not bringing us straight in, are they? I don't agree with this. Amanda, I'll take over radio communications. They're going to try and bring us straight in.
All right, Jonathan, you're back in control of the radios.
Berlin approach. Berlin approach, virtual 073. You're not trying to bring us straight in, are you?
Virtual 073, vectoring you for the ILS runway 24 left, fly heading 203 to intercept.
We are too high and too heavy and too fast to do that. You're going to have to vector us back out.
Virtual 073, turn left heading 160, descend at your discretion.
Turning left, heading 160, will descend at our discretion. Thank you, virtual 073. 160. Which is still really bad. Can't believe they did that to us. If we'd been on the Star, we would have been fine. They didn't think ahead for a big heavy lump like us at the altitude we were at. So we're going to open descend to 3,000 feet.
Departure Shamrock 33 Whiskey 2000 for 4,000.
Whoa, look at this thing descend. Oh,
Bremen
of course we've got the flaps out, haven't we?
Maintain flight level 120.
Out of 2000 for flight level 120, Shamrock 33 Whiskey.
So we're just coming down through 8,500 feet and dropping like a stone. Yeah, I've no doubt, just reading the live stream comments, I've no doubt the Builds A380 will knock this one out of the park. But for anybody who wants something that's kind of in between the basic aeroplanes and the study level ones, and that isn't too expensive, it depends what the price point will be, I guess, for the Builds one. But I've been pleasantly surprised by this. This has been good. Of course, the controllers are throwing us all over the place today, so look, we're coming out this way and then we'll come back, I guess, when we're at the right sort of height. What was the altitude of Berlin? Show information for Berlin. Elevation 142 feet, so 2,600 feet will be good for us, but we'll come down to 3,000 while we're vectoring away. If we throw the spoilers out, how much can we get away with?
Departure fueling 188.
Let's have a look outside and see what they look like.
4,000.
Oh, very cool.
Swelling 1887, Bremen radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 120.
Out of 2,000 for flight level 120, fueling 1887.
So we're also getting we're down through 5,000 feet, so we want to go and change to local barometric pressure, which is 1017. And it was Berlin approach, wasn't it? Yeah. Berlin approach, virtual 073, requesting vectors for the localizer.
Virtual 073, turn right heading 175. Vectors for the ILS Zulu runway 24 left approach.
Turning right 175, virtual 073. That's not headings, that's not vectors for the approach. What are they doing to us? We are over here. For ILS Zulu. Unless they're going to make us double back. Let's go and teach them a few things, shall we? Berlin approach, virtual 073. Should we not be flying the reciprocal of our current direction to get to the localizer for the runways?
Virtual 073, turn right heading 290.
Turning right 290, virtual 073. Yes.
Virtual 073, vectoring you for the ILS runway 24 left. Heading 289er, then 019er, then 289er to intercept.
Heading 289, then 019, then 289 for the intercept to virtual 073, thank you. So you can see it coming back round now, look. They're bringing, that makes no sense though. So I'm going to go 019 now to give us time. I know it's not what they've told us.
Virtual 073, turn right heading 020.
Yeah, they've just done it, look. Turning right heading 020, virtual 073. They dropped the ball, but now they're picking it up, which is good. Yeah, look, we get time now. So we're going to come back out this way. They just put us in, out to pasture basically to do a figure 8 and then come in. In the real world, I imagine they would have vectored us over to this VOR and put us into a hold. If you look at a full chart, or you know, all of the charts available for the area, they would have put us into a hold because we knew. But the other problem was they didn't tell us to start descending when they started vectoring us directly for, at this point, they should have told us here to expedite a descent to get onto the localizer and the glide slope. So what can we do with flaps 3? 196. So we could go flaps 3 already. I'm tempted to leave it at flaps 2 until we don't need to be at flaps 2 though. But I think for the crowd that want an airplane that's very, very good frame rates, and yes, it may not have all of the system's fidelity you would wish, but it's pretty good. I am massively impressed with this, so well done to LittleNavMap.
073 Super, 10 miles from Zanim. Turn left heading 315. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 left approach.
Cleared for the ILS runway 3. Sorry, apologies. Cleared for the runway 24 left approach, virtual 073 heavy. So the thing we haven't checked is that it's all in properly. So 244 degrees, 109.5. Let's go and have a quick look at this. So navigate 244, 109.5. That's good. That's what we were expecting to see. We're coming back in towards this, so then we're going to turn in a moment. We'll put the landing system data on. Obviously it's not showing anything just yet because we're a little bit further away from the track than we should be, but we'll start our left turn in a moment. Let's just go and review what they said. 10 miles Zanim, turn left heading 315, cleared for the ILS. So heading 315. So this is just giving us more of an easier turn onto the approach. So let's bring the range down now. We can see the approach now. Are we above or below? The glide slope is not showing yet. So next flap level and gear down. Bring bringing speed down to 165. About 10 miles out. At 8 miles out we really want to be about 2,500 feet above the ground, so 2,600 based on the altitude of the runways. Just leave ourselves on a slight intercept. So here comes the localizer. There's obviously the runway out there. So let's try approach mode. See what it does with us. It's interesting that it's going so viciously towards the... It's going to overshoot the centre line unless it's really quick at rolling the aeroplane. Oh, it's doing okay actually. No, it is going to overshoot a little bit. Berlin approach, Virtual 073 engaged on the localizer for runway 24 left. And there's the glide slope.
Virtual 073, contact Berlin Tower on 118.805 when established.
Contacting Berlin Tower 118.805, Virtual 073, good day. Berlin Tower, Virtual 073 with you, lined up on localizer runway 24 left.
Virtual 073 Super, Berlin Tower, expect late landing clearance, runway 24 left.
Expecting late landing clearance, 24 left, Virtual 073. So let's get things ready. I'm going to take over in a moment. So we've just started descending on the glide slope.
Virtual 073 Super, runway 24 left, wind 080 at 4, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 24 left, Virtual 073 heavy. So let's go and turn off the autopilot and see what alarms happen. And it stopped on its own, I didn't have to press the red button. Okay, and then I get to fly at last. So give the wings a waggle, thus maximum deflection left and right.
2,500.
We haven't had anything from the cabin, have we? Hi cabin, can you get everybody ready for landing, please? So we've gone a
Copy,
bit
Captain.
high.
Cabin is secure and crew are taking seats now.
So we've got a bit of a crosswind, but it's only a few knots. I've just drifted off a little bit to the side. What is the throttle doing? Okay, I'm turning the auto throttle off. Okay, maybe this isn't as good as we thought, so it's just thrown us a massive curveball. It's raised the flaps and opened the throttles there for no apparent reason. So I've gone completely manual. So it's just shown its true colours really. So I've got us back onto the glide slope. So if you fly the landing manually, you'll be fine. I'm having to keep an eye on not underspeeding now though. Look, we're getting quite slow. And we're sinking because of that, so I'm just trying to find a balance on the throttle. Hold the nose, give it a bit more throttle. I wanted to have a look outside to see what it looks like. Oh, look at that! It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Runway 24 left.
I need to obviously concentrate now. So speed is stabilised. Gone high though. Moving it back onto the glide slope. And we're slipping to the left again. Is the wind gusting? No, the winds are with us. That's really weird.
500.
Still high.
400.
But fixing it as we go.
Too low, terrain. 300. Too low, terrain.
Oh, shush. No, we're not. There's a runway right in front of us.
Minimum.
So I think we're finding the problems with the airplane right now.
100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50.
I mean, look, 40, I'm having to bank.
30, flaps. 20, retard. 10, flaps. 5.
And we're down. Let's go for reverses. Is it actually responding? Not really. So I'm going wheel brakes as well. And the speed is coming off now, so...
Virtual 073, contact ground on 121.705.
Contacting ground 121.705, virtual 073. So we'll just come off the runway here.
Eurowings 55 X-ray, wind 080 at 3, cleared to land, runway 24 left.
So that was a little bit odd. You saw the bank angle I had before we straightened up on the runway.
Did you know that Berlin is home to the world's largest train station?
Lufthansa 4 Tango, wind 080 at 3, runway 24 left, cleared to land. Welcome to Berlin.
So, should we try
cleared
this
to
out?
land, 24 left, Lufthansa 4 Tango.
The local time here is 10:32
Oh my word,
PM.
look at that.
For those with connecting flights, please note the following.
So we want to go and turn the
Ryanair 30 Tango Echo, wind 080 at 3, runway 24 left, cleared to land. Welcome to Berlin.
From gate B5.
And we need to go and look at the chart to see where we're going to go. That's not the chart I want, that's the chart I want. So we are at Mike 3. Berlin ground, virtual 073, holding at Mike 3, requesting a taxi to the gate, please. We probably are going to need...
Virtual 073, taxi to apron W1 via Mike 3, Bravo, Tango. Good day.
W1 over here. Taxi to apron W1 via Mike 3, Tango, virtual 073. Interestingly, with weight on wheels, normally this would all vanish, and it hasn't. Just make sure there's no one over there. Can't actually see out of that corner. Trying to steer the airplane, hey, look where I'm going. Maybe that was a false positive on approach. Looking at the angles of the window, maybe I should have been looking more at the instruments. This is cool. Because obviously you can't see what's directly in front of you. So there's a camera on the tail and a camera behind the nose wheel. Very cool. Never seen that before. Of course, I imagine the reason we're being sent over to the apron is I'm going to be escorted off the airfield after overspeeding the flaps on takeoff and having a deviation from the planned route on the way in.
Ground, Eurowings 55 X-ray, taxi to the ramp.
Eurowings 55 X-ray, taxi to parking via Mike 5, Romeo,
really
Bravo, Victor 1, Victor Mike, Victor 2.
It is, isn't it? That's impressive.
Mike 5, Romeo, Bravo, Victor 1, Victor Mike, Victor 2, Eurowings 55 X-ray.
How big it is next to the other planes. Makes them look like dinky toys. Okay, let's raise the flaps and drop the spoilers now. Is this us here? Yes, it is. Quite how we're going to get in here and turn around, I don't know. This is Whiskey 1. I'm afraid they're going to have to just deal with me pointing the wrong way. If I try and turn around, I'm going to wallop the other aeroplanes. Let's have a go. We'll try. So we have got vertical clearance.
Lufthansa 4 Tango, taxi to parking via Mike 5, Romeo, Bravo, Victor 1, Victor Mike, Victor 2.
Mike 5, Romeo, Bravo, Victor 1, Victor Mike, Victor 2, Lufthansa 4 Tango.
It's quite amusing, isn't it? It's very manoeuvrable for something so huge. They'd need a tractor to push us back a bit afterwards. I wonder if we can simulate that. So if we put the parking brake on, and we'd have to not switch over to ground power yet. Let's see, if we go to... where was it? Pushback. Connect tug. Presumably it'd be an invisible tug. So if I come off the parking brake, yeah, it's working. Very cool.
Ryanair 30 Tango Echo, taxi to parking via Mike 5, Romeo, Bravo, Papa 2, Charlie, Victor 4, Foxtrot.
Mike 5, Romeo, Bravo, Papa 2, Charlie, Victor 4, Foxtrot, Ryanair 30 Tango Echo.
I don't appear to be able to disconnect the tug though. I've broken it. Okay, well forget about the tug. I seem to have mangled that because I shouldn't be using it here anyway really. If we go back into ground and go to services and we'll request ground power even though we're out here in the... Oh, we can't. Now, is that because we are not near a gate? Probably. So we'll have to go the APU route. So we'll put APU master back on and then start the APU up. We should have done this during taxi really. But this will be good proof to see that it works. So we can show the APU on the screen and you'll see it coming up. Flap is open. APU is coming up to speed. And once it's up to speed, we can shut the engines and it will bus transfer back to the APU automatically. He says as he patiently waits for it to get to 82. Does it tell you? Oh, it's generating already, so we should be able to just go clonk, 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 clonk and see what happens. So I see the engines die now. and we can go and cut off the... Whoa, that everything's glowing up above. So we saw earlier only the top line of fuel pumps seem to be operational. Oh, these have got covers. You can't really see it in the dark. Interesting. So crew supply will turn off now. That was actually on when we got in the airplane, which threw me slightly. We'll go and turn off the ADIRS system, and we can go and disengage. No, we don't want to turn the emergency alerts on. That will scare everybody. We can turn off the no smoking, turn off the seat belts. Why they have no smoking signs anymore, I don't know, because no one's ever been allowed to smoke on an airplane for about 40 years. Beacon lights off, nav lights off. Turn the taxi cameras off. That was cool. Never seen anything like that before in the sim. So we're running on the APU, so I guess we can shut the APU down. Leave it on the batteries for a few moments. It's saying here, look, even though we've got no external power, that it is available. So there's little bits and pieces like that that aren't brilliant, but it seems to work. Oh, and we've turned this... Oh, well, that was on the button up here, wasn't it? So even though we turned that off, we can still turn it on, which is a bit odd. Anyway, turn the constraints off. Hopefully you enjoyed that. So that was the LVFR Airbus A380 in Flight Sim 2024, with a flight from Stansted over to Berlin. Much better than I thought it was going to be. Much better than I thought it was going to be. So massively surprised, to be honest. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Do come and say hello on Discord. And yeah, I'm surprised. It's going to be super interesting to compare this against both the fly-by-wire A380 and the InnyBuilds A380 when it arrives. I have a feeling the InnyBuilds A380 is going to be very good. But this wasn't bad at all. As you saw, I had to go manual on landing. It started to lose its mind a bit, so whether that was something I did, I'm not sure. I'll have to go and put it through its paces a bit more, I guess. But that's obviously where the money is. In the development effort is getting the step descents and the speed control and everything, getting that all working. And obviously, if the controllers left you to go and do the star and the approach without deviating at all, which is almost never going to happen in the real world, then the airplane gets to do a managed descent. But quite typically, as you saw, you're going to be given vectors. And in our case, it's a common thing that Say Intention sometimes does with the bigger, heavier planes. It will go and ask for an unreasonable set of maneuvers. And maybe that was my fault for not spotting that if I'm vectoring for the localizer, I should have been descending immediately, very quickly. But yeah, it was still, every day's a school day, isn't it? So there we go. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll see you again soon. Thanks ever so much for watching, if you've been watching along with me. Take care. Oh, and go and join the Discord server. See you soon.